Where are you from?
I'm from Zone 3 Atlanta.
What was life like growing up in Zone 3 Atlanta?
Growing up in Zone 3 Atlanta, see, we got a whole lot of heroes that come from Zone 3 Atlanta. And the reason why I call them heroes is because they gave us and led us the way to go. So my experience growing up was not too much bad. It was like every normal childhood experience, like when I was out with my friends. But there was problems that I ran across, but I had older people to guide me through those situations, such as Bankroll Fresh. Long live Bankroll Fresh, he an artist too, out of Zone 3 Atlanta. He was one of my biggest idols, my biggest, the person I looked up to the most. So whatever I felt like he was doing right, that's what I wanted to do. So growing up wasn't too bad.
And so was Bankroll Fresh one of your mentors?
Bankroll Fresh was kind of like an uncle to me. So basically, like, my whole family is from, well, my dad's side is from Zone 3, so I got a lot of connections in Zone 3. So when I seen Bankroll doing his thing in the hood, rapping, doing music videos, I wanted to be just like that. So yeah, he was inspiring me. He was one of those ones I looked up to, like a mentor. Yeah, he would guide me, tell me right from wrong, what not to do, and what to do, and how to do it.
Yeah. Were you an artistic child?
Artistic? Nah, I wasn't artistic, but love to all the artistic children. Y'all amazing too.
Did you were you creative as a kid? Did you do any art?
See, like, when I was a kid, I had a big mind. I wanted to be an entrepreneur. Like, I like to build a lot of things. I like to draw. I like to paint. I like to do music. Like, I wanted to do it all. Any form of art, I thought I could do it.
Do you come from a musical family?
I come from somewhat a musical family. Well, actually, yeah, that's a good question. When my mom was around my age, she was in high school. My mom used to rap too as well. She had a friend group in high school that used to click up, make songs, make little beats and stuff, for the school, for the people in their area. So yeah, I really come from music. I come from music. Came out like that.
So who was like the first person, or like what inspired you to like start making music?
First person, see, I've been rapping since I was 5. Like, I knew I had the rhythm when I was 5 years old. Like, my uncle, Paralyzed Feelings Q, he the one who really brought the rapping out of me. When I was younger, he used to make me do like little freestyles and stuff. Like, I actually got a video on YouTube a long time ago. I was young, and I used to freestyle, and my uncle used to get a little clout, little fame off of it. So I realized, like, I'm actually hard. So when I got older, I'm like, this is something I can actually do. Like, I'm almost finished with school. I need something else to do that I know I can do. So I started rapping. And when I started, I just knew I was hard. Just knew that was it for me.
Yeah. How old were you when you first got in the studio, like making serious music?
Serious music? Well, I would say around 15 years old. I got in the studio not too long ago, actually, like 2019, I got in the studio with my cousin Strip. Strip brought me to the studio, my first studio session ever. He took me in there. We played around with it a couple times, made the song, let my peers hear it before I actually dropped it. You feel me? So I was letting everybody hear it. I worked on my craft like a year and a half before I actually dropped music. So yeah, I would say I've been in the studio a little minute.
Were you signed to a label at that time, or were you just working independently?
See, I was working independently, but I was under management.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the first song that you released to the public?
The first song I released, actually, I didn't drop a single. I actually dropped the EP, and it's called The Most Slept On. I named it that for a reason, because I felt like I was the most slept on, which actually made me drop an EP instead of a single. So yeah, I would say the EP.
How did your peers respond to your EP release?
It was kind of a shock, because it's like, my peers, like, you gotta really be close to me to know I had this talent in me. Because I was shy with my talent at first, because I didn't know whether I was hard or not, so I was shy with it. And when I brought it to people like, oh yeah, you the one, I messed with it, so they just gave me confidence, just keep going.
Have you faced any challenges on your journey?
Face the couple. But like, I would say the biggest one though is losing a friend that I was making music with. So I was actually finna drop an album soon. This is like one of my biggest obstacles with music I done ran into yet. I was actually finna drop an album with my friend, 34 White Boy, but he ended up passing away, so that held my album back a little bit. I couldn't drop it, and I got people actually waiting on it, so I got to get a lot of things cleared and stuff like that. So that's probably one of the biggest obstacles.
And was it from from natural causes or?
No, it actually wasn't from natural causes. It was actually a tragic death. I was actually present the day he passed, so it's kind of like, it's kind of like emotional, but I was there. He got shot, like that, yeah.
And so how did you sort of overcome that situation? Like,
shit, I won't say I actually overcame it because it's still kind of recent. It just happened November 27, 2022. I actually never overcame it. I'm actually still going through it right now as we speak. So everything I'm doing right now is for him. So the way I'm gonna overcome it is to make him proud.
How does your family feel about your music career?
My family, they my biggest supporters, like my biggest supporter. Like, it don't matter what type of music, what type of song I drop. I know my little sister gonna like it. I know my auntie gonna like it, and they gonna tell me when I'm wrong, and they gonna tell me when I'm right. They gonna tell me when it don't sound right, when it sound good, when it sound the best, when it's just alright. My family honest with me. They like my music. They like what I'm doing, and they know I'm doing it for a purpose.
What is the purpose?
The purpose that I'm doing my music for is to become a household name and to take care of others, like the ones I seen doing it. That was when I was coming up, the ones I seen rapping and whatever they was able to do, I knew I could do it by rapping. So I'm like, okay, if I rap, I know I can do what Bankroll Fresh did for his people. If I rap, I know I can do what Lil Baby did for his people. So they know that's what I would do for them. So
yeah. What's your studio process like? Are you punching in, or are you like writing your music?
Okay, I'm like, I freestyle a lot, right? So if I hear a beat, it don't matter if it's a song playing over it or not. If I hear a beat, I'm going freestyle. So kind of like a freestyle freak. So it's kind of hard for me to write music, even though I feel like I make the best music when I write. But it's kind of hard for me to write music because I'm so impatient with my lyrics, like that I just want to get them out right then as soon as I think of it. So writing is kind of like a 50-50 with me. But I will write music though.
Yeah. Are there any artists that you want to like collaborate with right now?
I would say Young Sin. I want to work with Young Sin soon. I would like to work with, matter of fact, Free Fetty Wap. Fetty Wap, I can't forget about Fetty Wap. Free Fetty Wap, man. Fetty Wap was one of the ones that really inspired me. Like, he inspired my sound, my flow, my style. I can't give him them props. So if he can get a chance to get free, that's one of the biggest ones I would like to do a song with. And I can't forget about Young Boy. Young Boy, hit your boy up. I need that one. Yeah, Young Boy. That's probably it right now.
Yeah. What's been the most memorable moment of your career so far?
When I did the Rhyme Record showcase, right? So it's like a showcase to where it's like 120 people performing, but out of one person can get a management deal. So you had to beat 120 artists in order to get this management deal. I didn't take the management deal, but it was still one of those moments that I remember for life because I won the deal, and I was actually one of the youngest people in there, and I came and turned the whole crowd up from the back to the front. Like, it was dead before I got on stage. When I got on stage, you seen people coming out the holes, coming out the back. So that made me like, oh yeah, I can keep doing this. That's probably one of the moments I remember forever.
Earlier you spoke about like always having sort of like an entrepreneurial spirit. Do you have any other businesses that you're interested in now?
Yes, actually, clothing. I would like to start clothing. My buddy actually have a clothing brand that I want to get counterpart in with him. So like clothing, maybe a little art, painting, stuff like that. But other than that, really clothing.
Yeah. How did you get into fashion?
Fashion, well, I always been a nice dresser since I was young. Well, thought I was. You know, people always give me compliments on my outfit. So my mama got a lot of style too. I got to give my mama the props. My mama got a lot of style too. My mama really put me on to fashion. Like I can't even lie. Like most artists say they came up bad. You know, I came up name brand shoes, name brand clothes, drawers, socks. So I've been into fashion my whole life. Really, just in it.
Yeah. Has your music career caused any conflicts in your personal life?
Maybe with a couple of relationships with females, you know, nothing too serious with family and friends. Then, oh wait, I lied. They have one of my close cousins, you know, we kind of fell out behind the music because he felt like I wasn't doing my part. I felt like he wasn't doing his part, which is normal, but it just wasn't gonna work out. So that's probably one of the ones right there.
Yeah. Why didn't it work out with the ladies? Like what was?
With the ladies, I ain't gonna lie. Like I had to make this one song, right? And I slipped up and put another female name in the song. But at the time, look, at the time I was writing it, right? This is why I don't like writing. Because I gotta wait and come back to it. Then I might write something that I don't need to say when it's time to record. So I actually wrote a female name down in the song, saying how much I love her, but it wasn't meant for her. But I just was thinking of her at the time. And I actually got around another female and played the song like it was for her, but had another female name in it. So it's like, what is you doing? You can't, you feel me? Like, what is you doing? So she like, it's here, you gonna be a rapper? I can't date no rapper. Y'all just too explicit. Y'all wide open with it. So it's probably it with the ladies. Other than that, they love me. They love my music.
Is it hard to have those sort of romantic relationships when you're chasing such a demanding career?
See, a lot of artists don't get it. It's not that they cannot make time. You can make time for whatever you want in the world. It's just about how your schedule is set up as an artist. Like if you have a busy schedule as an artist, I can see why you may have trouble like with relationships and things like that. But as far as me, I can keep a woman, you feel me? Because I know how to manage going to the studio, coming home to my woman at a certain time. I can manage going to do shows, going to pick up feature money, and you know, still manage to have a woman at the same time. So it's not too much of a problem for me.
Earlier you talked about being independent but having a manager. Do you ultimately want to sign to a major label or? Right
now, I've been taking, you know, Long Lil Young Dolph, I've been taking his advice actually on staying independent and what independence can do for an artist. But I will like to sign to a major label in the future, but at the moment, I would like to stay independent.
Why?
Because I just feel like coming up, an artist should like to stay independent because it's a lot of things that the labels don't tell you as you coming up. I would like to get the full experience, even though I won't know everything until I sign, but I would still like to get some input before I sign the deal, before I know what I'm getting into. So it's gonna take me a minute until I really figure out the business part behind the rapping. It's more to it than just going to make songs over beats. You gotta know the business part with it as well, so yeah.
Do you think it's dangerous to be a rapper?
It just depends on your demeanor and how you carry yourself. Because every rapper is not a target. Like if you look at, who could I use for example? Snoop Dogg. If you look at Snoop Dogg, Snoop Dogg was one upon those artists that a lot of these artists portraying to be at one point in time. But you seen what Snoop Dogg did with his life. He changed his life. He changed the way he was living. And now he's no longer a target. It depends on how you living and how you carry yourself. But I don't feel like it's being dangerous. I don't. You feel me? It just depends on you as an artist.
Yeah.
How you make your artist life. Yeah.
Do you feel like your life is drastically different from the time that you started making music?
I do feel like that because before I started making music, I really was not a people person, and people really didn't gravitate towards me because I didn't used to open my mouth a lot. But now when they hear my music and see how fun I am and see the things I talk about, it's like people open up to me more, people come to me more, people gravitate towards me more, people look up to me more. So now it's like, yeah, I'm more of a people person now. Music have changed my personality as well.
So would you say that you're like an introvert or an extroverted person?
Introvert.
Really?
Introvert, yeah.
So is it like you have like a different persona when you're on stage or performing?
Yeah, I would say yeah, I do because like I'm a very laid back person. But for my fans and my people, I will get out of my element, I will get out of my character just for y'all. But behind the scenes, I'm a laid back, chill, cool person, you feel me? So I feel like it do change when I'm in that mode and when I'm not in that mode.
For someone watching this who aspires to do what you do, what advice would you have for them?
Stay consistent. Stay in the studio and don't go off of one person's opinion because there are a million other people in the world that will play your music. Trust me. Do not go off of one person's opinion. It's other people that will play your music in the world. So stand consistent, stand true to yourself, stand true to your lyrics, and the most important is taking care of your people. So just do that and you will become a successful artist. Trust me.